Oh boy. Oh gosh. Okay, so hi guys, it's been a long minute. That's Fred, if you don't remember him. Oh my god, Fred. Fred. We're on a public live stream right now. Oh, above my shoulder while I'm recording. So that's great. I decided to record, or not record, yeah, stream earlier since I do not have anything else going on right now. And oh my freaking goodness, Fred. Fred has forgotten that he is able to talk. It's like he's quiet most of the time, but I guess with streaming, he loves to be known. So, hey guys, how's it going? I know it's been like since February since I've done a stream, recorded anything at all. I haven't taken it. Oh my god. Come on, Fred. You want to say hi to the camera? Fine, let me get him. Yeah. It's been a hot minute. Fred, say hello to the audience. Fred, you want to say hi?
I don't wanna. Ma.
Fred, you're gonna say hi. Say hi.
I don't wanna.
These are also the people who pay for your dog food.
Oh, hello then. My name's Fred Fazbear. Frederick. Freddy. Fred Burger.
Fred,
Yeah, ma.
I said say hello. I didn't say introduce yourself. They already know who you are.
Gee, ma, you make it really impossible to know these things. So, who wants to give me money?
You don't tell Fred. You do not tell people to give you money. So, anyways, back to the floor you go. Be gone. Okay, that was Fred. I'm not telling them to go to the coffee right away. No. We gotta earn that. We just got back. We're barely 5 minutes in, guys. We can't be begging them for money. We gotta work for it. Oh god. It has been a long time since I've held the urge to go on to stream. Like streaming after a week of not streaming. A whole month after not streaming. 2 months with no streaming. Then I've been waiting to do this, and I thought, okay, I might as well give them something before I go out on my trip, because I know it's going to be another long month of me being absent. But I promise, guys, I've been working hard in classes. I've been trying to figure out other ways to make my content a little bit more interesting, because I know for some reason people like to have something else there, and I'm like, well, what do I offer them? I don't really come with a free soundtrack, okay? Otherwise I would play it all the time. That was a bad joke, okay? Bad joke. So LeMay, welcome. Steven, Johnin, how's it going, dudes? Oh god, it's been a long time. I've been waiting for a long time to get back onto streaming. I know that sounds pretty desperate, and I apologize if it does. It's just I had to get myself back into a positive mindset, and I didn't want to drag you guys down with me. This happens at least once a year, and it has been draining for me to not go onto a stream every weekend, 3 times a weekend. Oh my god. A world tour, right? Oh man. I'm only going to to a few places in Europe. Then I'm gonna come back home, and then I'm gonna get back to my usual schedule. My usual. Fred's pissed off, obviously. So let me just make sure that I can start getting things ready for the rest of the stream. Just gotta make sure I put my goals in. Okay, so we'll make the goal within 2 hours. All colors, 5 super chats, a super. Fred, you're not helping the situation. I wish I could kick Fred out, but yeah, I would give you something. You guys just don't make it known what you want. Yeah, let me just super special guest Resident Evil. Yeah. Guys, this is going to be one of the first things I've done with a super special guest. Not for the stream. This is going to be if we can get to the goal of getting 5 super chats, which you guys don't have to. I'm not saying you should, but if you want a special guest to appear in a future Resident Evil 6 stream, this is the way to do it. This is the way to do it. So, yeah, here it is. Super special Resident Evil stream. Obviously, I shouldn't forget the stream part because I can't, for the life of me, know how to edit things for videos. I'm sorry. So, let's make that a goal. So, anyways, guys, I've been dead for the last. How many months? 3 months? Yeah, 3 months. Been trying to get back into my positive mindset because if I don't, then I'm going to be like a depressing Daphne. And I don't want to be a depressing Daphne for you guys because you guys deserve better. Okay. So this is a Storytime stream. So I got to make sure I get my screen ready for drawing because some things I will draw out just to kind of explain ish. Oh, God. But yeah, it has been a hot fucking minute. Oh, Dr. Hino, member for 15 months, which, oh my goodness, I am very grateful for it, guys. Like, whenever you guys support my channel, however it's done, it's always a blessing to me, okay? Because I'm just like, I sit here every time, and when you guys, like, you know, join my membership or you send me money on coffee, I'm like, you guys are freaking amazing. Words cannot describe how I feel. Vice Hella, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Okay, so we're gonna get share the screen. I'm gonna go for fire alpaca. Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna hide that. Gotta find the right. Okay, I'm gonna do a pixel pen. That pixel pen. God. Okay, let me just get that bigger so I don't accidentally leave the studio in the middle of the stream and you guys be like, where the fuck she go? Okay, so yeah, let's all get comfy, grab your drinks, grab your snacks. I got myself a nice 7-Up, so let me just. So yeah, grab your drinks, grab your snacks. I'm gonna be talking about the time I went to my first comic convention. I've always wanted to go to one since I learned what one was, due to my best friend Chris. No, not Chris Redfield, guys, not Chris Redfield. Trying to be funny, but I'm failing. I'm sorry. Okay. So, my best friend Chris is one of the best people I know. Most honest people I know. And so they went to a comic convention. Now they are a big cosplayer. They are not a popular cosplayer who comes to conventions with money guaranteed. Like, you know, when like people pay for like the cosplay guests and they set them up at that little booth. Chris is not one of those. So before anyone asks, they are not one of those popular cosplayers that get invited to specific conventions to sit at a booth to take photos with you or to show off their cosplay stuff. That is not what Chris is. So yeah, Chris introduced me to the cosplay world as well as going to conventions. And one of the first one of the first things before we get ahead, because I gotta make sure I start doodling and stuff. So I'm gonna draw me when I was like, this is back in 2018. So wait, no, 2016. I'm a fucking moron because I was 18, like 17, 18ish. So let me draw what I used to look like. Like I'm gonna do it in my usual style. I'm not gonna make myself look pretty because I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna like I was not the popular girl. I was not any of that bullshit. So yeah, icon might look pretty. I was not pretty. Wait, no, no, you don't get to have the wing eyelashes, younger Kate. No, no. So you're gonna have to deal. You're gonna have to deal with this, okay, guys? Can you guys hear me correctly? Do I sound off? Let me know how the quality of the microphone sounds because I am using my not my headset microphone. This is the other microphone I use for normal videos and such. You're gonna hear Fred a lot more clear. I don't know. I have not heard myself through this, so I probably should have tested that out. But let me know if you can hear me. If not, then I apologize if my quality is not that great. I am unfortunately not able to afford a whole recording booth because, that would actually be useful. Okay, so. Anyways. Going into little Kate. Back when Kate used to think that the world was sunshine and rainbow. Oh, I'm kidding, I didn't think that. Okay, so honestly, okay, I gotta stop speaking super close to the mic. I always think, I think it's because I've been away from everything that I've been like, oh wow, I gotta speak super close, but honestly, I shouldn't. So I always have a resting bitch face. So yeah. Oh god. I'm just like really I haven't drawn in a couple of days, so yeah, I'm gonna make myself look pretty uglier than I thought I would be. But that's okay, guys. That's okay. Fred, I will freaking make sure that nobody finds your fishy crackers ever again. Okay, so. Oh my god. He is going to be the end of me. Okay. Fred, you want to cuddle with mom? You want to cuddle? You want to cuddle with Thumbelina? Yeah, he's an asshole because I'm not paying attention to him. He has no idea what's ahead of him. Okay. So, anyway, Fred! Okay, so let me just fix that real quick. Okay. You're gonna sit in mom's lap. You're gonna sit. Wait, no, that's a bad idea. Bad idea near the soda. No soda for the pooch. He's like so confused. Like, mom, please, I beg. But yeah. Maybe I should turn on the AC. Maybe that will distract you. Okay, sorry to always interrupt my story time. I honestly didn't think I would get this far today. So, Fred, here you go. I'm gonna go turn on the AC so I don't sweat to death. Oh, fucking hell. Okay, let me check my other monitor. For fuck's sake, Fred. You're gonna traumatize me. Damn it, Duncan. It's always during the stream that they feel like they should be the most active. Oh, God. Sorry. Because he is very not in a good mood. Yeah, I understand that. Sir? Sir? Sir, this is a McDonald's, not a Domino's, buddy. That's what it feels like every time I have to, like, tell him to hush up or be quiet. It's always like, sir, you're not making any sense. This isn't Domino's. This is McDonald's, please. Okay, let me see if I can actually hear myself on my phone. If not, then I probably fucked up with the microphone. Okay, I realized I didn't have any problems. Fred! I should have really bought something. Yeah, sorry guys. This isn't how I planned on celebrating. Everyone is trying to get my attention over here after I started recording. The only dog that isn't trying to bug me is Evie. Like, automatically, they realize that this device holds something special. I better do something about it. Okay, so let me rewind. For fuck's sake, Fred. No. Just ignore him. He will go away. So anyways. Younger Dazzling Kate was not charming. Younger Dazzling Kate was confused. Younger Dazzling Kate was a dumbass. And I know a lot of people will be like, that's not true, Dazzling Kate. You were fine probably back then. And yeah, we all make mistakes, but honestly, mine just be like, oh God, why? Like, you could not tell, like, a lot of the time when growing up, dealing with how I looked back then, it's just like, you either thought I was either a really annoying looking kind of guy, or you thought that I was a lesbian. Like, I've had a lot of girls, for some reason, think that. Like, it's honestly a little bit like, wow. I wasn't expecting that. And it kind of convinced me for a short while that I was. Like, again, it was just like, oh my fucking goodness, Fred. Okay, I will ignore you. Fine. This is a very common thing, guys. Very common thing. People eventually forget we exist. It's all good. They're all excited, so they can't hide it. My mistakes was getting caught. Yeah, it's just like, wow. But yeah, back then, I was not really focused in understanding full stories. Like, to this day, I'm still working on it. But I'm not going to sit here and say, guys, I was the most innocent, most unexperienced person in the whole world of this bullshit because, yeah, reasons. Oh my freaking goodness. Fred, I am not going to give you any fishy crackers at this rate. No. Fred, can you say no? He's probably still pissed off that he can't go with me to Europe. But yeah, knowing how everything was during that time of going to my first convention. Now, we're going to go a little bit back before I was able to go to the convention. Now, I had no experience in actually communicating with people, so I had no idea like what was the like biggest red flags of this entire situation until it was a little bit too late into the situation. So my dad is pretty bad at getting tickets, and I mean pretty bad. When I say that, I mean he waits till the very, very last minute, like even the day of the event, to get the tickets. And honestly, that's not surprising. And in this situation, he fortunately decided to wait until a week before the convention to get to go. And so he manages to get me okay. So let me finish up the sketch a little bit. I have no idea what I'm doing with my looks. I always wore baggy hoodies, still kind of do. It's just a habit. It's hard to quit, and it's comfy. So whatever, guys. So I had no idea how a lot of things worked, and going to conventions was a new one for me. So, little dazzling Kate, what do you think she does? Okay, so when her dad decides to buy her own convention ticket for her and her best friend Chris to go to the Emerald City Comic Convention. Yes, I'm going to say the name of it because it's not like a big deal, because it's not like the person who, made the situation awkward for me for going to the convention is going to see it and be like, oh, I recognize that, because I'm pretty sure the person would anyways, so I have to deal with my dad buying the convention pass, and this is an expensive convention pass, and already I'm just kind of like, wow, we're gonna, oh my goodness, Fred. I don't know why you are being grumpy today. He'll probably wear himself out eventually. So, okay. Anyways. So he decides to get the VIP pass. Like, this is the pass that will, basically get you through the waiting areas, go into VIP areas, blah, blah, blah. Basically, other gifts, all that junk. Whatever. I was pretty excited because I thought, oh, this is exciting. And, that any person's going to be excited to get, VIP access, being able to, get whatever they want. I mean, within reason of the pass. And my naive brain was just thinking, oh, I was going to be able to meet celebrity guests, even though it was just it didn't at the time say specifically that it was for artists and writers of comics, and not, because at the time it said celebrity guests. And I was like, oh, cool, I can meet these people without being charged. we got to one area, and already the person was just like, oh yeah, this is for comic book writers and artists. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. But this is before that. All the perks right there. I was left to wait at a okay, so I was left to wait at a specific area near a popular store. Like, bam! I was supposed to wait outside the store. God, guys, you guys are gonna be like ripping into me. Like, what the hell, Jocelyn Kate? Big store, big store, and basically, it was like in the late afternoon, like mid to late afternoon, when okay, so trying to like bam. I don't know why I'm drawing a parking lot. Let me be real. Well, okay. Fred, knock it off. Nobody. No. So I was basically left to my own devices. And at the time, again, I've never communicated with a lot of people, especially with adults. And my dad found somebody to meet me there. He kind of just left me there while he went into the store. And I was just supposed to meet this person. And basically, basically, during this time, I was just like, minding my own business. I was focused on other things than just seeing what was going on. And God, I feel like I haven't explained everything, but like I need to focus on the story. Gosh. But okay. I'm waiting there and Fred's being a dick. I know you are being a dick, buddy. I know. I'm aware of it. Yeah, I know. Okay, so I'm waiting at the store, and the next thing I know, I keep trying to catch him just so he would stop. He always does this. He makes me so confused. I'm trying to tell a story here, buddy. Yeah. He's like the only one doing it now, and I'm like, wow. Okay. Anyways, let's focus on exactly what came from the situation. So, the next thing I know, while waiting at the store, and I know this is a shitty thing figure of me, but it's the fastest thing I can do and think at the back of my mind. My dad's in the store, I'm outside, I'm waiting for the person to arrive. And lo and behold, the guy finally shows up. So I can't remember too many details of what he looked like or whatever, but I do remember him coming in a big car, so watch me draw a stupid big car while I talk about what exactly was really weird about this entire situation. So, one of the things I should have been looking out for was the fact that I should have really, really had somebody there with me. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're just overreacting, overthinking it. But it's like, the thing is, this guy clearly was off-putting from the start. And he kept being weird about it. So, how do I describe it? So, guy was in his late 40s, early 50s. That's why I'm like, I'm doubtful he would ever watch some random person's YouTube video. Whatever. But next thing I know, he comes out of his car. He's all like looking around, making sure everything was, clear and shit. And, I ask him if it's, if this is so and so. And he's like, yes, this is so and so. I got the pass for the convention. And he just seems really out of it. Like, really out of it. Paranoid looking, I don't know the right word, but it felt very off-putting. And so he approaches me, and we talk. Man, I'm the most boring storyteller ever, guys. I'm I'm very sorry that I suck at telling stories, especially since I try my best to write them. It's just telling them word by word, I'm impossible. But, anyways, so he takes out an envelope and shows me that he has the two passes, and, you know, he said it was for free. That's kind of why my dad was just like, you meet him, you'll meet him, like, he'll meet you, blah, blah, blah. You exchange the, like, just grab the passes. And I'm like, okay. And I try to reach for them because I thought he was going to give them to me. Because, obviously, if you put them onto a website for free, like Craigslist, that's the first mistake there, Dad. Craigslist, you found it on Craigslist. And then the next thing that happens was the fact that he basically was like, he goes into a long story, which I'm just kind of like, okay. He explains why he was getting rid of his passes for that convention. And he's like, my daughter died. This is this is hard for me. Like, you're just you're trying your best to be understanding as much as possible. And he's just like, something feels weird about it. Like, I know people perceive grief differently. They deal with grief differently. But something was making me feel odd in my head that I'm just kind of like, okay, all right, got it. Like, I understand that. I'm sorry for your loss. And, again, I think he's about to give me the pass. And he doesn't. And he's just like he looks at me and he's just like, are you positive you're alone? Can I see your dad or like whatever? Like, to make sure that you're either here on your own or like you have an adult with you. And I'm like, sitting here like, sir, I'm gonna be 18 in a few weeks, and what am I gonna do? Like, because I know I didn't look like the drug dealer type. Like, if you looked at me at school, the worst thing you could probably think I do is probably just sit in the girls' bathroom and avoid any of those like long celebration student assemblies about school spirit, because nah, that's the worst thing anyone could tell you about me. And yeah, that's true. I did skip out on plenty because I hate school spirit assemblies. No offense to those who enjoy it. I just never saw the appeal, and I feel like it's a waste of time unless, it's something productive. But anyways. Back to the guy talking about his daughter and the past and the fact that this whole situation goes on for like, I feel like it goes on for maybe 20 minutes, like 25 minutes. Like, the whole interaction between me and him. And I waited there for like 10, 15 minutes. So that's like already almost pushing 40 minutes, 45 minutes, whatever. And I'm just kind of like standing there, just absorbing what this guy is saying. And I'm like, I'm trying my best to be understanding, but again, something feels off. And I start to look around and I'm just like, okay, very well. And then the next thing I know, his other friend shows up. Like, his other friend who supposedly was gonna meet him here. And I'm not saying they were planning on kidnapping me. But the way that it felt during that time, when this is like a free pass, like, you don't want to hold on to any pass. And Fred, Oh my god, Fred. Okay. Let me read what John said in peace, Fred. I don't blame you. Those pep rallies, but at least I got to hang out with my friends there. Yeah, the thing is, I had no friends during that time that were available. Like, this is me alone most times when the pep rallies happen, because somehow some people managed to figure out that the pep rallies would always happen and either call in sick or just, like, skip school that day. And I never get those memos where you're like, oh wow, a pep rally's happening, oh, I'm gonna skip it, because it always surprised me. But okay, aside from that, so the guy's friend shows up, and he's this big buff guy that, trying to remember the details of what this guy looked like, and I'm just like, he kind of looked tall. He was tallish. He wasn't buff, but like, he could kind of throw a tire, the giant ass tire or something at you if he wanted to. But yeah, he shows up, and they're just like they both start talking, and I'm like, standing there, just like, I just wanted this free weekend pass. And again, let me empathize that I did not look like I was a weirdo or anything that might make people think that I was a crack dealer. Because basically, back then, I looked average. So I don't understand why this guy is so reluctant to just give me the pass. He's already shown it to me. And I'm just like, now you and your buff friend are talking, and this is pushing almost 30 minutes. And then he looks to me, and he's just like, you want to go down to the Starbucks down the street? Like, it's across from the big store. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Sure. What's the worst that could happen? So I start to follow them, and I'm just like, I'm just kind of like sitting there, like, not sitting there, standing there, because they get into their cars, they drive to like the Starbucks across the street. I start to follow them, and then, they get out, and they're just like, and again, I did not bring any money, because I told him, like, free pass, right? And he's like, yes, free pass for, like, this convention. I have no use for it. And I'm like, okay, good, because I did not bring any money. And then the next thing I know, it's just like, he tries to invite me into the Starbucks, and I'm just kind of like, does he think you were going to rob him? No, like, the thing is, like, we're standing in front of a public store, right? Like a big main brand store, right in front of security cameras. And I know sometimes it's just for show, those cameras, but you would think, like, if somebody was going to rob you, they would ask to meet somewhere less public like that, especially if it's a name. Or is he trying to date you? I had no idea. I had no idea what he wanted. He just basically, he and his buff friend, they go into like the Starbucks, and like before going in, they're like, you want to come and join us? And it's like, no, I gotta check in with my dad. And then I pretend I'm on a phone call, and I start to like walk away. Cause again, it feels very weird, especially considering that he seemed like he was stalling for time, looking back at it. Like, stalling for time. And I was just kind of like, I wasn't there for it. I was not there to waste any time, because this was supposed to be a quick exchange. And I tell my dad through the text, like, this guy will not give me the pass like you said he would. Because my dad originally contacted him. They made a deal to, like, get the pass. He's like, he told me, like, he told the guy that I was going to meet him at the, specific store because, they wanted to go to a big public space. So yeah. And so I start to, like, walk away from the scene pretending I'm on a phone call. Start walking away, and my dad's just like, after I get back to the car, he looks at me like, what was he doing? And I'm like, he was basically talking to me for almost 20 minutes till his friend showed up. And my dad's just like, friend? He was just supposed to hand you the pass. So he was kind of really irritated by the fact that this guy didn't give me the pass, and the fact that he basically tried to invite me. Like, again, maybe some people would be like, Dazzling Kate, maybe you're overthinking this. Like, maybe you think that he was going to try and abduct you. But looking back at it now, I'm just like, well, for something like this, in my experience now, because I've done business on Craigslist. I try to be safe about it as much as possible. I never do any this or that bullshit of, changing things suddenly to irritate the other person who is receiving said item, because they are going to be very particular about it. And looking at it now, it's just like, wow, he really was trying to get me talking about dudes crushing on Kate. Like, I don't know exactly what was going to happen if I had gone in with him. Like, what was he expecting? Because I'm sure, like, people in Starbucks aren't going to ignore a girl basically between two old guys talking to them. People are going to be noisy, like, not noisy, nosy about that. And I was just like, at the time, I had no idea, but my gut instinct was just like, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this, so I'm gonna go. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Yeah, I was not one of those people that was just gonna sit there and let these two basically think, oh yeah, they could just lure me in. And yeah, no. I didn't think I was gonna get abducted. I just thought it was just like some kind of guy being super reluctant. But looking at it now, I'm just like, they were really trying their best. And remembering another detail, there was another woman. Like, there was another woman that was with the buff guy. And she looked like, I do not have any fucking words to describe her. Like, she doesn't look like a drug dealer type, but she looked really messy, like mostly around the head area. And I was just like, okay. I think that was kind of one of the other reasons I was just like, I don't really know about this. And I kind of didn't want to know about this. So I start making my way back to the car. And again, I'm not really remembering anything else that happened after that. All I know is that basically this guy was trying to delay giving the item to me, which was the comic convention pass. And if you really think about it, the worst I could have done is like play Dungeons and Dragons with a couple of other nerds at the convention. If we're talking about, oh man, this is like a girl trying to get into like a sex and drug party. Like, dude, this is a fucking Comic-Con. What am I gonna do that's gonna be so bad that he might have thought I was gonna do? Because again, looks like an average girl, or at least an average girl that wasn't the type to party because clearly I was just like done with everything during high school. And I had a resting bitch face, so maybe that might have pushed him away. I don't know. Maybe he felt like I don't know. Oh god, Fred, I cannot think. But don't worry, guys. That's not the only story I have. I do have a few more. I just need to take a sippy sip. Okay, oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my god, Fred. Sorry about that, guys. I had to make sure I got another sippy sip because I'm like, ugh. Okay, so why didn't he give the pass to your dad? Thing is, my dad does not feel like always like, doing all this stuff, and he was like, this is one of your first steps to becoming an adult, so you deal with it. And I'm like, okay, got it. I'll do it. And after that, I was just like, make sure that we actually get the next pass. We fortunately were able to get another pass for the convention from somebody else. So that's good. Which leads me. And then he decides to try and attempt to sell it to the other person. Like to another person. Because my dad's the kind of person that's like, well, since you're not going to go to day B and C or 2 or 3, since you're going on the opening day, you might as well just sell your pass and get money out of it. I never saw a cent, but that's okay. But I was supposed to get a Kim Possible autograph from the actress, and the guy went and got it with my name, but he never sent it. It's so funny how my first convention goes that all of these things start to go wrong. It's just wow. Anyways, yeah, my friend Chris basically decides to cosplay as a android of sorts, a robot android kind of creation with long white hair. I can kind of remember it a little bit. He had all these different contacts, and it was so freaking amazing. Oh man, I wish I had some pictures to show you guys. He makes the best cosplays and is an amazing artist. I cannot tell you how much Chris is better than anyone I've met. But okay, oh, fucking shit on a stick. I don't have any issues. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just swearing at the Sorry, I was swearing at the stream thing because I accidentally pressed need help, and I was like, no, I don't need help. But okay. It is so surprising how much I've managed to chat along with you guys for this song. I'm just like, wow, I'm surprised. But anywho's, how have you guys been? Like, what's been going on with your lives since I've been absent in making videos, doing streams? I'm slowly getting back into that, and I was going to try and do a lot of recordings for other videos this month, but I'm just like, that is too ambitious of me to try. So I'm probably not going to end up doing that. But anyways, Dr. Hino, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. A crazy story. It was really crazy, and I was not thinking at the time that I could probably be taken, because every time I think about that, I'm like, I think I almost got kidnapped. But it's just like, when you hear things from your like siblings or friends, like, about that kind of thing, like, I'm kind of scared about the idea of getting kidnapped. And my dad's just like, I wouldn't worry about it, honey. They would toss you back out the moment you enter their vehicle. And it's just like, Dad, you don't make me feel reassured there. But yeah, it was crazy during that time. Very crazy. Maybe by the time I get back to doing streams for you guys more, maybe by that point Fred will be less talkative. I know I should have gotten something for him to chew on before the stream, but I forgot to. The packing has been driving me crazy. Like, I keep thinking of all the things I haven't put into my backpack or haven't put into my suitcase. Then I'm going to have to sort through it all. And oh my fucking goodness, Fred. Okay. Time to do some holding. You want to say hi to the audience, Fred?
Not really, Ma.
Fred? Want to say hi?
Nope.
No, he's just licking the mic. Ow. Fred, is there something particular you would like?
Fishy crackers, Ma. Fishy crackers.
Okay, how do we get you fishy crackers?
Go to the cafe, please. I need my fix!
Fred, you don't tell people you need a fix. They're gonna think you're crazy.
What else am I supposed to say? I haven't had fishy crackers in over a month. Because of that diet you put me on, Ma. I need my fishy crackers.
Fred?
Yeah, Ma?
What else would you like to tell them?
Nothing really. I just like being a disturbance.
Fred, did I ever tell you how much I hate when you tell me you're being a disturbance?
All the time, Ma. All the time.
But yeah, Karen said, I've been good. Does everyone have plans for Mother's Day? I'm going to be going to the zoo on Mother's Day. My stepmom's actually taking me to get like some eyeglasses, but we're also stopping by the zoo, which has this whole like it's got this whole light up thing going on, and I wanted to see if I could join her for that. And plus the menu looks really good. They got like taiyaki ice cream, and they also got dragon fruit slushies. So, I gotta go. John and Jesus LeMay. That could have happened to me, but at least you were at a public place and outside at a reasonable hour. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't the type to be like, let's do it late at night. Sure, why not? And my dad was actually like, asking me if he needed to call the police, and I was like, I don't really think it was that big of a deal. We probably should have, though, just because I'm paranoid nowadays. Because you never know behind some of these people. You get what I mean? Like, you never know exactly who this is until, you know, everything is pulled out of somebody's car or somebody's house. Basically, it really. Oh my God, Fred.
Hey, Ma,
What?
tell them I need more fishy crackers.
You just said you need Fred.
Yeah, Ma.
If you guys could see how goofy face Fred is right now, you would be giggling a lot because he's like, he's doing this cute smile thing, and it's so adorable. I think he's trying to keep me home, which I wouldn't mind, but I gotta go, buddy. Okay. Anyways, Jonin said, reminds me how a trucker offered me a ride home, and I said no. I'm kind of awkward if I said yes. And could have been a kidnap. It could have been a kidnapper and worse. It happened when I was 13 and my mom didn't know I would walk out of the house when she's at work. Oh wow. It's like terrifying. It's like, just imagine you're taken after you do something like that, and it's just like, wow. Wow. Fred, you want to say hi?
No.
Okay. Hopefully that helped. Though there was a time where my dad did think I was abducted. So this is a funny story because it involves me skipping school. And let me be real, guys, it was one hell of a time. So my sister, oh fuck, Fred, I held you for like 5 minutes, and this is where you return to. Thank you. But yeah, my sister was sick. The rest of my grade went to like a freaking museum that day, and I didn't really feel like going because museums at the time when I was like in middle school, it sounded boring as shit. So basically, I decided to cut school altogether. I waited until basically my mom would leave work. Okay, so my dad and mom lived on the same street. Like, they both lived on the same street. And I went behind in my mom's backyard. I looked through the window, waited for her to finish, and I went inside her house after I realized she was gone. And during that time, oh my God, Fred. Let me pull. Okay, we're gonna have to do this, okay, buddy? Every time you start barking, you're gonna have to sit here and behave, okay?
Come on, Ma. It wasn't that bad.
Well, now you get to have a first class seat of me talking about my days in school.
Ah, man, I didn't sign up for this. This is a load of bullshit.
Fred?
Fine. Continue with the story, Ma.
Anyways, I basically waited for my mom to leave, and then I just spent the day in her house until I could, return back home. But yeah, at that point, it was probably already 12 p.m., 1 p.m. I don't know. So they eventually found out I was at my mom's, like, a little bit after school ended, and my dad was so fucking pissed. Like, oh my god, he was so mad. He was so mad. I never saw him that mad before. So yeah, I kind of learned not to do it that often. Yeah, I did not learn my lesson from that. I did not learn my lesson from that. He thought I was kidnapped or offered like something on the street and was taken to someplace. So yeah, he just kind of realized I wasn't that much into like going on field trips or in any case just going to deal with other things like actually working on my schoolwork. Yeah, I was not the best student. Do not do what I do, guys. Do not do what I do. Because I almost got my ass kicked for it. Yeah, it was not a great time during that day. But at least I wasn't kidnapped. I always bring this up to my dad every time, whenever he remembers that. I'm like, but look on the bright side. I wasn't kidnapped. And that sounds kind of stupid and dumb, but it's just like, he's like, okay, fine, whatever. But he's just like, just tell me where you're going before you decide to do it. Turns out I was also sick like my sister. Even though he pushed me to go to school. So I was like, yeah, that's great. I get it after the day I decide to skip. Great. So yeah, there's that. I feel like I haven't said a lot. Like I talked about that story. Okay. Again, guys, sorry about my delays in speaking. Sometimes I'm just like trying to clear my mind. So I'm going to take a sippy sip. Okay. Did I get another message? Okay, I didn't. Okay. Anyways. Oh, for fuck's sake, Fred. Fred! Johnnin, I never really got caught skipping, except my stepdad basically caught me and ignored the whole thing. And for years, I thought he never knew, even though he obviously knew. I mean, it's better to at least know that you were safe than like anything else. I don't know why my throat now suddenly hurts. Like, holy shit. Maybe it's the fact that I haven't talked this much since February, because I'm usually more reserved. Like, I'm pretty well reserved in a lot of ways. So, yeah. Hmm. But yeah, I was really productive during my time off of doing YouTube stuff. And I'm not saying I'm gonna completely like it's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird to think about because I've got so many things happen during that time that I was trying to basically. Oh my god, Fred. Okay, Fred. Like I keep looking back and forth from him, and I'm like, come on, just get it out of your system. Okay. So It's like he chooses to do it when I'm about to say something important. But okay. Let's see. Oh my fucking goodness. He has such a little pain in the ass. Aren't you, buddy? Yeah, you're a little. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I guess I'll go into dreams I've recently. Fred. Fred. Okay, he is being a little pest. But I know I'm gonna also miss that barking for like the next few weeks, and it's not gonna be the same for. Okay, I didn't need to see that. Okay. Okay. Anyways, let me get into what I dreamed of these last couple of weeks. I think one of the recent ones was kind of hilarious because I'm like, oh my god, my comic's been published. Oh my god. And then I woke up and I was like, my comic was not published. I was so pissed off. I was like, this is great. I'm finally going to get the recognition I deserve. And basically what happened was that okay, I had a dream where I was interacting with one of my old schoolmates. Schoolmates sounds so old. One of my old classmates. And basically, in this dream, he was working for Eric July. And I was just like, I was just kind of working on my, characters and stuff. And, he saw, like, my schoolmate, friend, classmate saw the character, and since he worked for Eric, he was just like, you want me to show this to Eric? I think this could be a good idea. And I'm like, okay, sure, why not? It's not like he's gonna say yes. And then he said yes, and I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? How did this happen? How did this get your attention? How do you know this is going to sell? I'm freaking out in my dream. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh shit, I gotta make sure I called him and make sure. Wait. And it took me like a whole minute to realize that was just a dream. I was so bummed out. I was like, oh crap, my comic isn't actually going to be published. Oh god, no. No, oh no. It probably might catch his attention. Oh god. I would not be the best person to like work with sometimes because I get very clingy with my ideas. Like I will get very like clingy with it, but I also know that's part of like the process is like trying to make it marketable. Like there are some changes I can accept to a degree, but some I just don't. What the hell? Okay. Okay, it was just that. Okay, sorry. Thumbelina distracted me with her cuteness, and I was like, oh, look. Is that something on your head that shouldn't be there? Turned out it was just a fur ball. Because I thought it was like a big bug, but then I was like, oh, phew, that's good. Because that would have been bad if it was a giant bug, and I would have been screaming live on live. Okay, sorry. It's like I said, it's been a long time since I've actually done a stream, and I feel like, oh god, I don't have anything else to say particularly. I guess you guys can start asking me questions or have me share something else. I can go on for like another like hour or two. I guess I could probably show you guys some of the art I have been working on. It's not much. It's Oh yeah, I can show you guys my new OC or original character because honestly, I just love her to pieces. Even worse, the giant flea. Yeah, those things are fucking terrifying. Ugh. Ugh. Fuck. Anyways, I gotta show you guys my new character. Well, I have several new characters since things have happened. But anyways, I went ahead and I played Resident Evil 7 and 8 because I wanted to get on to playing those and I wanted to see what the big hype was about. Big hype of them completely because I never could finish 7. I barely began 7. So yeah. And oh my fucking goodness, Fred. Fred. Oh my god, Fred. Let me just pick you up again. Fred. Fred. Baby boy. Ha ha ha. Okay, Fred, you're gonna have to deal with me rambling about my OCs.
Matt, I don't really like this idea.
Fred, you're gonna have to deal with it. Anyways, so I played Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village, and I thought originally I was not gonna like them that much, but since I didn't play them completely before, I decided to give them a chance, and I played them, and it's like, wow. I was not expecting that. Like, I was surprised when I got to play it. And I honestly feel like 7 was good. 8 or Village felt very off to me. Like, I wanted to say this for the longest time for you guys, but it felt very, very rushed. I like the premise. I love the story idea. It's just everything feels so messed up. I was so pissed off after I played it. I was crying. I was emotional because surprisingly, I grew attached to Ethan. I didn't think I would. Because I'm like, oh, he's just this average Joe kind of guy, like a Peter Parker kind of guy. Kind of normal, average. Not like the crime fighting way, but like a dork. And then it just, I got so emotional. I was pissed off. I was devastated. Like, I was a mess. So thank God the time I play that game with you guys, I won't be as emotional. Because if that, like, if you guys had seen me, like, heard me, you guys would be like, Dazzling Kate, it's just a game. It's just a game, girl. And yeah, it's been difficult because after playing it, I was so annoyed about a couple of plot things that just didn't add up to me. It pissed me off. It made me mad. I feel like there could have been a little bit more work into the story elements, and especially considering, like, before 8, then, before, Village altogether, before that, afterwards, Resident Evil 4. It's just like, I'm definitely really convinced they really pushed for the idea that Resident Evil Village was just basically preparing for Resident Evil 4. It felt like a slap in the face because when I compare the two, Resident Evil 4 is still perfect, even better than the original fourth game. But the problem with 8 is that I feel like they were really building it up to be this game to build off of for 4, and it's like, what the fuck? Again, a lot of the scenes were really nice. Character designs were amazing. The idea of going into these 4 different locations that are hauntingly creepy, and it's just, it broke me because I was like looking forward to some more interactions, some more character growth from all of them. And I will be honest here, it's going to be really weird of me to say, but I really think Ethan should have gone with the idea of joining Heisenberg. I'm I'm sorry, but if that means we get to leave and kick Miranda's ass, okay, sure. Where do I load the baby? Into the cannon or the laser beam? What's your plan here, dude? Because I'm sorry, that sounds really weird, but I'm just like, okay, sure, why not? Sure. And then we could betray him. I'm kidding, but still. I was like so surprised by how it played out, how it ended. Again, emotional mess. And I'm sorry, guys. I am going into a rant about Resident Evil Village, and you guys are probably either very confused or very concerned for my well being. And that's understandable. That is very understandable. But let's be real. Like, Ethan could have used Heisenberg to take down Miranda, and, he would have been able to live. I'm just saying. He could have done that. But yeah. Fred's more calm. I think I think whenever I hold him, he just gets more calmer. He's just like understanding now. He just wanted to be held like a little baby. It's okay, Fred. It's okay. But right. This character. Now I came up with her a couple of like a while ago because I'm not sure when I came up with it. I think it was like late March, mid to late March, and yeah, her name is Cindy Winters, and I thought it would be very interesting if Ethan's mother, which is associated, and I'm like, I sound like a fucking crazy lady. I'm sorry. I was thinking how funny, like how interesting it would have been if she was like one of the original Stars members that sort of knew what was going on and decided to go forth with making her own organization after the events of Raccoon City, and to kind of explain who the leader of Rope is, just to kind of like get into it a bit. God, I am very wiped out from like only an hour and 20 minutes so far of talking. I'm surprised. Usually I didn't have this problem before, but I guess with not being online that much, I kind of just like, I didn't talk as much as I used to. Anyways, does anyone have any questions or anything they'd like to ask before? Like, I'm trying to find more discussion topics. My brain's just like off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. So, tell me what you would like for me to discuss, or go into right now before I think about, like, I'm not going to end the stream here. Hell no. Because I do want to go on for like at least 2.5 hours. So I'm trying to build as much as I can with you guys right now. Because once I leave, I'm not going to be back until later in June. And that will be like, let me check the calendar. Okay, so I will probably be back around to make a stream in, like, oh god. So it's the 10th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks from now. 6 weeks. So that's when I'll be back doing more stuff. Streams mostly. So what do you plan to do with your OCs? I'm kind of working on a personal like fan comic, because I'm just like, I kind of want to get used to doing some elements of storytelling before I jump into making a big comic with other characters that I want to sell later on. Like, not sell the characters, but like to have a comic to sell later on. That's one of the goals. But currently, my main focus is to kind of finish up a Resident Evil fan comic script at this time. I might be able to finish it in like when I'm over in Europe. I have no clue. I'm hoping to start progress on rough drafts probably in, I want to say, in the mid to late fall time. Maybe I should do it sooner. I'm not too sure yet. But yeah, it's definitely been one of those experiences where it becomes easier to just like fall back into a realm where you basically feel safe. I know some people might be like, Dazzle and Kate, you focus way too much on your OCs. Like, some people I know who tell me that are like, are curious why I make so many characters for like 4 fandoms, behind fandoms. Oh my goodness. And why I'm like passionate about it. Like, you do anything for free comic book day? Uh, Nothing as of recently. Yeah, I'm just like, I'm kind of planning my Comic Con convention I'm going to in London. That's like, it's gonna be like in 2 weeks ish. It's gonna be in 2 weeks. And basically, I'm just like, I'm contemplating about like going over to like, okay, so one of the writers that we all love, quotation marks around love, one of the writers from DC is going to be there, Tom King. And I'm like, there's one comic I need answers about, and I don't, like, I need some kind of sign, like, to know that what the intentions were with this comic to begin with. And what is, like, it's gonna be like Titans Academy and related to the Batman and Catwoman comic. Like, I just need confirmation that Andy was intended to be Red X, or at least if he was planning on becoming another canon child. Like, I have this whole theory I came up with like months ago, like I think it was a month or two ago, when I was in my Discord and I was telling some of you guys about that theory, and I was just like, I think Tom King intended for that character Andy to be his other character, like the first character attempt to become part of the Super Sons, because the comic series ended months before that other comic was being written during the time. And I am convinced that Tom King was trying to get onto writing a Super Sons comic with Andy Beaumont in mind. Was trying to get onto that. I am convinced that Andy was intended to be a Bruce and Andrea comic, a Bruce and Andrea child that was going to be in the canon universe. I am convinced that it was supposed to happen. Because based off of the evidence and how closely resembling Andy is to Brick, the latest Red X, I am very much convinced that Tom was going to was working with other artists and writers on different comics, and since the guy behind the Titans Academy comic at the time was working on working with other people and bringing in some fun cameos, like Primer and Whistle being thrown into the background. I was convinced, I think I actually have the theory written down in my rambling room. I think I did. Oh my god. So yeah, I have this whole theory. So yeah, I think I can reread that and go into it. So yeah. Okay, so I had this long theory that originally he was supposed to be an actual main character in the main universe, but DC pushed down on the idea because they already had a ton of Robins and Bruce didn't need any more sons. Hence why they killed him off so soon in Batman / Catwoman. I think he was intended to be a canon child between Bruce and Andrea. But yeah, since he was an adopted kid, though, that would block out any, other canon events or any other things that might have convinced other people that he could have been, this or that. But okay. So I will start on to the timelines lining up a little bit because I love being able to go into timelines. So I think Andrew was intended to join Super Sons because it took a while for a comic to be written, and this comic was run from 2021 to 2022. Super Sons was a run from 2017 to 2018. So Andrew could have been created around 2018 to 2019 to be a part of it, since that was a good selling series at that time. And, Tom King wanted another good book. What do you move on from that book? How do you go from this series or that series to another one, especially when a good series like Super Sons ends during that time? You would want to pick up on that series because everyone's reading it. And if you're the new writer for it, you're obviously going to get more people to read it, right? Probably. Anyways. At one point, Batman and Catwoman was going to be canon. Now, this is important for the theory that originally this was supposed to be a canon book. This was supposed to be part of the main universe. It really sucked. They made the right decision to, put that into a different universe. I do not blame DC for doing that. But the intention with Andy, he was so cut out of the story, it didn't make any sense. But yeah, what else? However, due to James Tynion IV taking over after King, the story was way out of continuity to his liking. It was decided that it would be a Black Label comic. It makes sense as to what the intention was. Andrew was the stepping stone for Lizzie to be part of Super Sons. Because once it was decided that this Batman / Catwoman book couldn't be canon, that meant Andrew couldn't be canon. So once that was decided, I guess during that time, Tom probably wanted another character and created Lizzie after his failure with Andrew. But yeah, I do go more into a ramble about like how Andrew was supposed to be Red X in Titans Academy. Jonan said that would be interesting if Phantasm and Red X were connected somehow, but maybe if they retooled Red X to come from Bloodhaven, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Okay. Anyways, the long theory that Andrew was intended to be Red X of Titans Academy, another series that took place from 2021 to 2022. This seems very convenient, huh? And with how Tim Sheridan was dropping character references like Primer and Whistle, I would not be surprised that Andrew was intended to be the Red X of that series. And how convenient that both Andrew and Brick turned out to be redheads and supposedly a father related in the Bat family. Solely on that, I am convinced that Brick was supposed to be Andrew. But yeah, basically, since Brick was thinking that Dick was his dad, and Andrew thought that Bruce was his dad, that is very, very convenient. So it really feels like they had an idea of what they were doing with Andrew. I think Tom King really wanted Andrew to be a Batman and Phantasm canon child. And I think a lot of us were convinced that he was going to be a canon child as well. And it feels like with the addition of Brick having to be rewritten to, like, again, this is the same year these books come out, where they started and how it turned out. How is this like two redheads with fathers from the Bat family so convenient? Like, that is so fucking convenient. You can't tell me this is, well, it's not that big of a deal. They're both in this, like, it was like Batman and Catwoman were intended to be canon. And then this book, which has this, like, a similar redhead to Andrew, who's convinced that Dick is his dad. I am convinced that Tim Sheridan and Tom King had this whole idea going on. They brought it up to DC, and DC was like, no, we can't do that. Because this reason, that reason. Maybe they didn't want a lot of, like, sons for Batman. Maybe if Andrew was a girl, they would have been like, sure. But, you know, it ended how it ended. Titans Academy didn't sell well. Batman and Catwoman didn't do well. Of course, they're going to be shoving this book away. They're going to be shoving this idea of a concept away. I mean, I'm thankful that we won't have anyone trying to do anything else with Phantasm for a long, long time, because I'm, like, honestly, I'm convinced nobody else can write her but me at this point. I know that sounds like pretty weird that I'm like, nobody else can write her but me. That mindset is probably pretty toxic, but you know what? Whatever. Because I'm the only big Phantasm fan that I know. Whenever I ask people about her, they're always like, who's she? Doesn't sound like a big deal.
Hey, Ma.
What? What, Fred?
Ma.
What?
Can you tell him to get a coffee again?
No, Fred, I'm not going to put a second ad into this.
Oh. Okay.
But okay. Anyways, man, I've been holding him for a couple of good minutes. I think he's getting used to it. But what else did I say for that theory? Oh fuck. Out. But yeah, I never got too much into the details there. But yeah, I am. Yeah, I agree. I think I'll be a great Red Hood writer, and he's one of my favorite Robins. But I see a clear vision for him, so I get you. Yeah, it's just like it's like with these characters, like nobody. I am not convinced anyone else would give a shit about what happens with Phantasm. Like, let me tell you guys, I love her to pieces. She is one of my favorite characters. She deserves her own series, comic series. Like, obviously. She's like everything Batman you can do the opposite with. You get what I mean? She's the character you would use for a situation like that. If you wanted a non-Batman character that was close to Batman as possible, that is your character that you would want to use. Anybody else, it's just like, nah, I'm sorry, but no. She is the one who can get the job done. You just gotta give her a chance. But based off of the comic, I'm convinced DC's not gonna ever let her go, and that makes me sad. If I ever got in charge of like writing a comic for DC Comics, I would beg for a Phantasm comic. Like, give me Phantasm. I will do whatever I can to get people to read her. I I don't need to change anyone's sexuality, gender, race. Just give me, like, you can pay me in canned soda, beer, I don't care. Just give me a chance to write this character. Exactly, two sides of the same coin. Like, she is everything you can use for a situation like that. Where if you want an evil Batman, use Phantasm. Use Phantasm. Because she's the only one who I think would make an excellent character to do that with. I'm surprised they didn't jump the boat to actually do something like that. But I'm also thankful they're not ruining her with this like bullshit of making her this like, oh, I'm the like opposite of Batman because I'm a woman and all that bullshit. Because they're both driven by the same kind of energy, but they use it differently. It's, oh gosh, it is so hard to describe. But yeah, I'm gonna take a sippy sip. Originally, oh my god. Originally, I was going to try and bring a guest on for tonight, but I was like, you know what? Nah. And I don't always like being the one person who's just like, oh man, I want to do a guest tonight. Okay, that sounded off. Do not repeat what I said. But okay, I think one of the things I should really talk about, Loki, if I were you, I would probably borrow Phantasm's idea. I'm probably gonna end up doing that. Because with the way DC's going, I might as well just have a character that's similar to that in my universe. I already got a lot of different characters inspired by many characters that have been wasted potential for these companies, and I'm like, you know what? I can do that. I can totally do that. But okay, this has also sort of been off and on in my mind whether or not I should talk about this, because apparently this, like, okay, this will be the only time I talk about Fizz. Like, I know I'm jumping to different topic, but I wanted this to be known before I skip on to another topic. I know a lot of people wanted me to make a respond video to like Fizz in his stream that he did that was talking about me and talking about Ruby King and talking about Trey a bit. And I was just like, I'm not really here for that, you know? I'm not really here for that. It just I honestly after that last stream and after the conversation I had with him, and I know people wanted me to do the reaction to his stream, talk about him, all this other stuff, and I'm just like, that's what he wants, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it because obviously that's what he's been wanting for the last few years. And I'm just kind of tired, really tired actually, about a lot of it. It's so fucking exhausting. And I can only help somebody so much, but the best way I can describe trying to help Fizz is like trying to help somebody. Like, imagine you're a lifeguard, you decide to help this one person, teaching them how to swim, but they keep going into the deep end when they're not ready to. And then they sink. You go in, you save them, they go back into the deep end repeatedly, no matter what your warnings are to this person, they keep jumping back into that deep end. And you just kind of have to stop. Like, I saw that stream and I am very thankful for him of speaking up. And I am just like, he noticed some things that I didn't seem to notice too much. Like, you guys were pointing out some stuff. Like, I know a few of you guys watched it, and you guys were pointing out some of the stuff that was happening that didn't add up. And it's made me think. It's made me think a lot. And I'm just like, I laugh about it. Not what you guys said, but I laugh about how much time I've wasted, how much energy I've wasted, how many people's times I've wasted joining me for a Fizz stream. And honestly, it's rather disappointing that I've done that. Like, I know a lot of people will be like, Dazzling Kate, it's fine, but I'm just like, had I known Fizz was going to not take our advice, not do anything with the advice we've given him, not try, and I know he'll probably say at one point after this stream, if he is watching or if he decides to watch it in the future, and is like, no, I tried my best. Like, good for you, I guess. Good for you. I can't do any miracles and help you with every single step. I can't make anything happen if you're not willing to put in the work, not willing to try. And like, it's sad. It's sad when these things happen, and I'm just like, there's not much you can really do. Like I said before, sharing that example, he's just jumping into the deep end with not knowing how to fucking swim. So, yeah. At least others will know better if they decide to look up his name on YouTube. If they know enough from this, they'll just probably just ignore him. And maybe in a year or two, he'll probably restart his channel, change it to something else, and Probably try and sell Goofonoid again somehow, some way. I don't know. It kind of made me think about one of my characters that I worked on. This is like the one of the main reasons I even decided to help Viz. Like I had this character that was a clown, and she was one of my favorite characters. Like she was my favorite character because she had a cute design. She basically got into like funny situations, like awkward situations, and having to work with her like fellow partner who was like a Batman sort of detective character. And they shared a lot of funny adventures of dealing with the awkwardness of growing up and basically becoming better heroes. Like I wish I could describe more, but I feel like if I go too much into depth, I I don't know. I don't like my ideas getting taken too much, but basically she was this like she didn't choose to be a clown like superhero. It just kind of happened. It is disappointing. He was supposed to do a stream today and yesterday, but opted out because he relies on the audience to interact with him. Yeah, like you can only do so much stuff, like discussion topics with yourself. Like honestly, he should really focus on trying to find something that actually works. Like, Harley Quinn inspired. I'm assuming. Yeah, I can actually pull up her character design. I think I have it on my computer. I might be wrong. But she was like one of my favorite characters that I made by myself without anybody. There like most of the characters in my earlier days was always based off of someone else's prompt, but this one she holds a special place in my heart because she always somehow made me feel a little better even after like all of what was associated with her at the time became bad. Like she was originally part of the DC fandom. She was originally an OC, but I shifted her to become something else. Now where is she? Oh my god. Okay, so here is what she looks like from my memory, but there is a different she is a different type of character. She has a different type of character design that I'm really proud of because it's more simple. Like, where did I fucking put it? Like, I know I had it somewhere. God. Okay, where the hell did I put that example? Maybe I put it into my. Oh my god. I don't think I ever put it there. Hey, Divine Megan, how's it going? Oh god, I gotta figure out where I placed her. Oh my god, Thumbelina, you scared me. I know I placed it here somewhere. For fuck's sake, Thumbelina, I didn't. No, we aren't going there. But yeah. I think I can actually look through. Oh, wait, I can't. I think I have it. Oh, wait, I do. I do. It's an old design, so I'm just gonna have to like. It's like from a very long time ago. So let me just send it to myself. Thumbelina! Hominous, hello! John and said, see any movies lately? I have not. But okay, I got the design. I'm gonna show you guys. She's supposed to be approachable. She's supposed to be approachable, so oh, wrong thing. Because I was basing it off of memory, and let me show. Damn it, Thumbelina. Here is her original design. I'm thinking of keeping things how they are right now. But yeah, she's one of my favorite characters due to the fact that she's able to really be approachable compared to her partner, who is the complete opposite, like very dark and scary, and she's just like the opposite, like very light, cutesy, like talks in a like talking like a very I don't know how to word it exactly. But yeah, she was basically supposed to be approachable compared to her partner. I might change a few things here and there. Didn't expect the blue hair. I kind of wanted to go the opposite direction of like, oh, usually clowns have red hair. But I was like, you know what? I think she would have blue hair, considering it's probably the only thing she could find in like the costume closet, costume design, wardrobe area. Because how she manages to get this look is through basically the fact that she came up with this costume very last minute to hide her identity, and it worked. Yeah, something like that, like a Betty Boop's voice, something like that. Because again, I wanted her to be like very sweet, someone you could easily approach to, even if she did look kind of goofy. And she was one of the main reasons why I wanted to help Fizz. But since, everything went as it did, I'm like, you know what? Whatever. Whatever, dude. You go do you over there. I'm going to focus on my own stuff. Good luck, I guess. Don't expect me to invite you back on. Don't expect, me to be like sunshine and rainbows. If you try contacting me through another account, I will not interact with you. But yeah, She was one of the main reasons why I wanted to help Fizz. And I guess I shouldn't have done that, like, based off of, like, oh man, I understand how that feels. I probably should have been like, you know what? First time, done. But I know, I know better now. I know better. For clowns, Shadow House has Emilikyo and her circus mentor. Emilikyo uses agility and ventriloquism to save her from tight spots. Her mentor had. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sounds pretty cool. Gosh damn it, Duncan. But anyways, guys, what else would you like to talk about? Oh my fucking goodness, Fred. Like, I can go into some topics that haven't been talked about in a while. I have been juggling different thing from different thing for a while now. Oh my god. Thumbelina. Because I'm trying to make this video, not video, stream as interesting and fun as I can before I have to end it. And before I have to go on my trip. It's a couple of days from now. I'm gonna be on a plane for the first time in my life. And it's going to be very exhausting. Very, very exhausting. So yeah. I missed their barking. I'm glad. And now Fred's quieted it down. It's too fucking Duncan. Do not fucking do anything that will involve Fred. Oh god. Fizz would also get mad that nobody watches this channel openly, or would be like, I guess you wouldn't know that, or would be like, I guess you wouldn't know that. Oh my god. The things I just want to say, like, I don't know how many, like, subscribers he has. I think it's, like, less than 25, is my guess. But the fact that, he's saying that, I'm just like, because you don't push out your stuff, you basically don't try to interact with other people. It's hard to do sometimes. I get that. It's why I gotta push myself to actually do that. Like, it's not fun communicating, but you gotta do it to some degree, That's the only way you can really improve on your communication skills. There's a lot of things that I wish I could say straight to his face. Because honestly, yeah. First time on a plane? Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm gonna be exhausted when I, like, go there, and it's gonna be a pain. Because I'm gonna have to, like, for me, I've been on a plane 2 to 4 times the last time by myself. Oh, dang. Well, I'm gonna be getting, like, 7 plane trips in a span of this whole entire trip. Because, yeah. Going out, getting to the next destination, arriving there, trying to relax, then gotta go across the sea, blah, blah, blah. It's gonna be fun. It's not gonna be fun. It's gonna be very crazy. I'm debating if I should, put some things onto my coffee to get you guys to see how my journey across, across these places will be. Or maybe I'll make a little comic about it. I'm not too sure because I'm debating about it. Europe Europe's time zone is different than yours. Albeit, that's for sure. God, I'm gonna be like so fucking tired when I get off the plane. I'll be like, it'll be like 6 hours ahead of me. Like, oh god, that, and I'm not looking forward to Paris. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad place because I haven't been there yet, but I'm like, I'm getting the feeling that I'm only probably gonna like the food in art and not so much the people. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Trying to figure out things to do while I'm there. Like, there's a lot of things I'm already like hoping to do. Like, I'm the type of person that's just like, I want to try out at least, 3 different things here, 3 different things there, 3 different things over in this spot. Yeah, I'm just super pumped because I think London might be my favorite because we're like mostly because of the Ashdown Forest. I'm like really excited to see the atmosphere and the like way that it looks there. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cool. Only downside is not being able to see my doggos for like a couple of good weeks. I think I won't miss Fred's barking though. Maybe. Like, I would go into like where I'm gonna go exactly for each day, but I feel like that would be too much to like talk about, and I'll be like, I don't know. I don't like. I won't share everything with you guys, but I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm gonna be checking out a lot of different places, and it's gonna be pretty inspiring based off of the photos I've already seen. I can't wait to actually be there, but I'm also terrified out of my mind. Like, holy shit, this is actually happening. What's gonna happen? Am I gonna end up like I don't know. Oh god, I think my voice is actually dying out, guys. Oh my god, I feel like I want to continue for another Who's Watching Your Dogs. It's gonna be some family members. They're gonna be watching the doggos, and I'm gonna try and get them to send a photo every 2 days, just so I can at least know they're like doing okay, being adorable. And because I'm going to be like a mess without them, I've never been separated from my dogs ever since I got them. Like, for an extended, a long time period, it's been, I haven't been able to think too much because of that. But yeah, ever since what happened last year with Robin, it's going to be very difficult to do this, but I think I can definitely trust them and hope that everything else goes well. I really hope everything goes well because they're going to be really well taken care of, and I'm going to be a big mess. Oh my god, I keep saying that, and I'm just like, oh shit. But yeah, I think my voice is finally dying out, guys. Oh god, I got a sippy sip. Oh god. Yeah. Oh goodness. But yeah, any more questions, any more suggestions? I'm gonna try and wrap it up in the next 20 minutes. Just in case my voice dies too soon. I'm gonna try and go on for another 20 minutes, okay? So send me a couple of questions if you want, or suggestions for new content. I will be looking at all that while I'm like going through the stream, and when I'm planning a little bit more for my content for the channel. There's a lot going on that's been on my mind. for the content because I'm like, should I bring back 5 minutes or less? Should I do this? There's just a lot going on. So yeah, I think Fred's definitely like, you should probably stop for tonight, Ma. And I'm like, no, I gotta continue. But yeah, my voice is slowly dying. I apologize for that, guys. It's definitely been a long time since I've done talking above an hour. Probably don't get that much in. So, anyways. Next video game series you're interested. For me, I'm currently into Bayonetta. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna end up playing more of. Maybe I might like play the like next Silent Hill game when it comes out. I think it's supposed to come out like in a few months, like next year or something. I don't know. Like my brain's just really not doing well. And I'm hoping we get some kind of trailer for a future Resident Evil game. Because you can't be telling me there's no Resident Evil 1 remake. You can't. Like, it's like one of the biggest things I think they would be saving for the 30th anniversary. Damn it, Fred. Damn it. Ah! 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 Damn it, Fred! Fred! Ah. Because the 3 is 3. It would be like the third game of the first game, you know? It would be a waste not to do that. You know? But I do think it would be possible, but I would love a Resident Evil 0 remake and a Code Veronica remake, obviously, because I need to see some of those moths in a really scarier way than I did previously. Could you guys imagine how scary they're gonna make them look? Oh god, that's gonna be terrifying, actually. But yeah, you're gonna have. Oh wait, what if they decide to add a double player mode like they did with like Resident Evil 5 and 6, but with 0, 1, and Code Veronica? Could you imagine? Oh my god, that would be so cool. But yeah, I'm trying to get into other games, but I might get open with some other ideas. God, my throat's killing me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying my best. Guys. Oh god. I feel like I might die before. Oh, Freddy! Fred's here for emotional support. Oh my goodness! Oh god, Fred, you're. Oh goodness! Sorry. But okay, guys, I think I might have to end it in a minute or few. Because, oh my god, I think I actually. Oh, Morph Player and Steve together in that case. Yeah. Just as long as they got some really good ideas of how they're going to feature Chris. He better be getting a skimpy outfit in that game. I'm kidding. But cool if we get more Steve. Or at least get some kind of explanation as to what happened to Steve. Like, because, you know, considering Albert basically said, well, Wesker was basically like, yeah, we took his body. And since, you know, the zombie virus and all that shit, like, are we gonna ever get a return from him? I don't know. But I hope we do. But anyways, guys, I will try my best to make this easier. next month. It's gonna be like 6 weeks, 7 weeks maybe of me not being around again. I apologize. I did this because it was 1,800 subscribers. I wanted to get back with you guys, and I wanted to make sure you guys heard my voice one last time in case something happened. I mean, I'm doubtful something would happen, but still. But anyways, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. And if you did, and if you are new here, please hit that subscribe button. And congratulations for staying on for this long. Now my voice is dying, so yeah. Fred, that's not how you do things. Ow! Yeah, I was holding him, and then he sprang out of my arms, so ow. Oh, that Wesker trolled Claire on that. He did something to Steve, though. Yeah. Anyways, guys, I appreciate every single one of you, and thank you so much for 1,800 subscribers. I hope I can make the 1,900 subscribers in the next month or two. Maybe sooner. I'm not too sure. But my goal is to get to 2,000 before the end of this year. So let's work on that. But I will see you guys in the next stream. And hopefully by then I will have... You guys will get a possible special guest during that time. But anyways, stay safe, stay cool, and most importantly, guys, stay hydrated. This is Dazzling Kate signing the hell out of here.